Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, November the 21st, 2023. I know this isn't usually the time that I go live, but here we are. Especially when it comes to this segment of Christian news, I'm usually up pretty early. So, I'm usually, like 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, depending on where I am, because it could be 7:30 Eastern Standard Time if I'm in the East Coast when I'm doing it. All right, but anyway, grace and peace, Doki Bible Club, and listen, as you guys come in, go ahead and hit that like button, and also partake in that poll that I got in the live chat here on YouTube only. It's only on YouTube. It's not on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. But if you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and partake in that poll, because I'm asking a question. Should Israel be charged with war crimes? And I thought that this was an interesting article, because I would have never thought that this was even on the table. And thank you, Badoki Bible Club. Thank you for that super chat sticker. Listen, all patronage is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Because I was going through my websites and just reading random articles and stuff, and this one popped up, and I'm just like, Israel is, it's about to be investigated, or people are thinking about looking into charging Israel with war crimes. Now, at first I thought that it was like some Muslim Palestinian type coalition that was trying to bring out some charges about putting some war crimes on Israel or something like that. But as I continue to read this article, it seems as if that even the United Nations was considering investigating, I guess. I don't know if they were planning on investigating, or they were planning on trying to bring up some charges against Israel pertaining to war crimes. And grace and peace and good morning to Brother Dunami. So I thought that this was a pretty interesting article. We're going to go ahead and read this, all right? Because I'm like, man, we've been hearing about Israel has a right to exist, and people are, saying that Israel is just like they're the victim, and the people of Hamas are the evil ones. Because remember, I did the live stream, and actually I did the premiere yesterday, where the black pastors, or some of the black pastors, were saying that the black community needs to support Israel and not side with the quote unquote devil, referring to Hamas. So this is why this is interesting to me, because if people are saying that Hamas is the evil ones, but you have people like the United Nations and some of these other organizations saying that they may start investigating Israel for war crimes, it's like this kind of changes the narrative. So I don't know. We're going to read this article, and I want you guys to let me know. What do you guys think as we read this? All right, so this is from CBN News, cbnnews.com. And the title reads, ICC threatens to charge Israel with war crimes as it battles Hamas terrorists in Gaza. The International Criminal Court's chief prosecutor, Karim Khan, warned that he's considering war crime charges over Israel's conduct of the war and blockade of supplies to Gaza, right? So this is the International Criminal Court. I don't know. I think that that's some serious charges when it's coming from from an organization like that. Let's continue. Khan warned, quote, Israel has clear obligations in relation to its war with Hamas, not just moral obligations, but legal obligations to comply with the laws of conflict, end quote. The United Nations is also collecting evidence saying Israel may be committing the crime of, quote, collective punishment, end quote, with its siege. A spokesman for the group Justice Now demonstrating at the International Criminal Court said, quote, we want the International Criminal Court to hold Netanyahu accountable for the war crimes and crimes against humanity that Israel is committing, end quote. And if you guys know any of those crimes, because I haven't really been keeping up with what's going on over there, and I want to know if you guys know in the chat, please bring that out. Please let me know if there are any crimes or something that's kind of being pushed up under the table, maybe some reports of stuff that you guys may have heard, or that things that you guys may have seen. Go ahead and let me know. Berean Babes, shout out to her. Grace of Peace, sis. She says they can't charge Israel with war crimes. They will lose. Hamas uses civilian infrastructure to conduct military campaigns. They will lose. Yeah, and that's my thing too, because I'm like, what makes this interesting is because we've seen the things that have been committed by Hamas. I mean, just the whole attack itself by launching that missile over into Israel and killing innocent people, and then turn around and killing innocent Jewish people. I mean, this stuff is all on tape. I mean, there's so many recordings of this stuff, of what Hamas has done, and I'm just like, I'm interested into why that this is even anything on the table. So I don't know. I don't know. Just like Sister Violet is saying, it says that Hamas is controlling all the reporting, and I don't know if this is something that, if Hamas is just bringing out these reports and these allegations and bringing it to the international, what do you call it, the ICC, the International Court, and they're going off of that, or is there something else that is happening behind the scenes that we may not be aware of, that is that they may be aware of, that the general public, such as myself, don't know. All right, let's continue. But nations are not charged with war crimes. Individuals are charged, and those charges don't come after weeks, but in most cases, after many years of investigation. The International Criminal Court would also have to prove that Israeli officials willfully tried to kill civilians or cause suffering. So they're clearing it up right now. There are only certain individuals, not the country itself or the nation, will be charged with a war crime. But I guess that they would charge the soldiers who are, allegedly accused of committing these war crimes, that they will be charged individually, not the nation itself. But then I'm wondering, is that going on both sides too? Because are they going to charge Palestine? Are they going to charge Gaza the same way that they're going to charge Israel? Will they hold those people accountable as well? Jeffrey Korn, former U.S. Army senior advisor on law of war issues, currently leads the Center for Military Law and Policy at Texas Tech University. He says war crimes are not committed because civilians die, but how and why they die. Korn told us, quote, we don't define a war crime in an attack by what occurs. We define a war crime in an attack by the decision to launch the attack. So it's a conduct-based equation, not a results-based equation. And so when we look at the images of destruction and civilian suffering and war, we jump to the conclusions that we must that there must be a war crime. That's like saying 1 plus I don't know equals war crime. And I guess they did a typo here because they put that twice. Right. So I guess they meant to put and we jump to the conclusion that there must be a war crime. That's like saying 1 plus I don't know equals war crime. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I catch these little typos here and there. So some of these folks are not some of their editing can be a little off sometimes. They're human. Yeah, just like Berean Babe said, innocent people have died, and this is what happens everywhere. Yeah, it does. It does. So yeah, like I said, man, I don't know. This is pretty interesting, but we're gonna continue to read. And as we continue to read, y'all go ahead and hit that like button, and partake in that poll too. Partake in that poll in the live chat that I got in YouTube. All right, let's continue to read. The Israel Defense Forces Code of Ethics sets a very high bar, stating, quote, every human being is of value regardless of his or her origin, religion, nationality, gender, status, or position. The IDF servicemen and women will act in a judicious and safe manner in all they do out of recognition of the supreme value of human life, end quote. Andrew Tucker, an expert in international law at the THINC Foundation in The Hague, Netherlands, says that, quote, quote, that doesn't mean Israel doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't mean Israel doesn't do wrong things. It simply means that in terms of process, in terms of decision making, it's, I think, indisputable that Israel holds itself to the highest moral and legal standards, end quote. Those who want Israelis to be charged for war crimes are upset with Karim Khan for not having already issued arrest warrants with the anti-Israel BDS branding Khan a quote-unquote genocide enabler. So they're just like, man, we want justice now. We want some folks arrested right now. So, like I said, I mean, I would like to see what the intel is behind this current. I don't think that they're investigating now, but I think that they're thinking about investigating. So I don't know. I don't know. This just seems kind of odd to me. And this is why I'm bringing this out because, like I said, maybe you guys got some other information that I don't have. I just came across this last night. But some believe it's all about. I'm sorry. Some believe it's all but assured Israelis will be charged with so many international agencies, including the United Nations, aligned against the Jewish state. Wait, hold on. The United Nations are aligned against the Jewish state? Or is CBN just trying to put out some propaganda? Because I don't know. This is the first time I've ever heard about the United Nations, quote unquote, being against the Jewish state. I thought that they were kind of, I don't know. I thought that they would have been in line or in lockstep with Israel. And if they're not, then that brings up another question. Why would the United Nations be against Israel? If the United States, because I was going to say if the United States and Israel has such a great relationship, then why wouldn't the United Nations have a great relationship with Israel as well? Because, the United States is a part of the United Nations. And I don't know, is Israel a part of the United Nations? Because I don't think that the United Nations, I don't think that Ukraine actually is a part of the United Nations. So I don't know if it's the same to where us as Americans, we have a great relationship with Israel, but they're not a part of the UN. Just like for some odd reason, we have a relationship with Ukraine and they're not a part of the UN. So I don't know. It's political stuff, man. It's just so confusing. Korn said, quote, I think most Israeli military leaders know that no matter how hard they try to actually comply with the law and do their best to deal with this difficult situation, they're going to be condemned, end quote. Wow, and that's the end of this article. This was a pretty short article. I don't know why it seemed like it was so much longer. I guess because I was reading it off of my phone and the text was kind of together. Brian Babe says the UN voted 147 against Israel. Okay, okay. Now see, brother, I'm sorry, Sister Violet. She has a lot more information than I do. She knows a lot about what's going on with this. So that's why I'm asking people, like, what is actually going on behind the scenes. Brian Babe said that Israel is a part of the UN. So I'm wondering why in the article. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Ukraine is in the UN, but they're not a part of NATO. Okay, okay. I got my organizations mixed up. Darth Kitty says the UN is a joke, but yeah, I'm just like, man, how come the UN or majority of the UN is quote unquote against Israel? I don't know, but one of the things that I was looking for in this article was that I wanted to know exactly what quote unquote war crimes were committed by Israel to where they wanted to launch an investigation. That's what I was looking for, and it seems like I kind of did not get that answer. But this could be something that's just like really early, and maybe they're just throwing it out there, like, hey, coming later on down the road, you guys might start seeing some charges being brought up. So, just be aware of that. And maybe later on, they'll probably start throwing out, small bits of information here and there. And as this continues to go on, if I see anything, I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. But if you guys have not done so already, go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button, and all of that type of stuff. And also take part in that poll, because I'm still asking a question. Should Israel be charged with war crimes? Because like I said, I've heard, and the thing is too, because I've heard people, say some stuff, and Israel should be charged with war crimes. They're committing war crimes and this, that, and the third, but it's usually coming from the other side, like the Palestinians and the Muslims and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, yeah, we understand why you guys are going to say that. But like I said, what makes this article so interesting is that the International Criminal Court is threatening to charge Israel with war crimes. So that is what's the interesting part, Sister Violet says UN is a joke. It's propaganda for countries that love the West. Mm. Yeah, and I've heard that about the UN over the years. That the UN is they're really not needed. Who was that? Was that Donald Trump who was saying that we shouldn't be? No, was it NATO? Was it NATO? Or I think it was NATO, where he was just like, I don't think that we should contribute more money into them because we're paying the most money. So we're paying the most money and we don't get anything out of it. We don't benefit. So that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother discussion. But anyway, guys, this was just pretty short article, and I want you guys to let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And also on that live poll, is there anything that anyone knows in specific that has been committed by the IDF or Israel that should be considered war crimes? Because I mean, I do believe that Israel does have a right to defend itself. I mean, let's just be honest. Hamas shot the first rocket. They started the war, right? That's just like, if I'm out on the street and whoever throws the first punch, if I'm walking down the street and the guy just walks up and punch me in the face and, we get into a fight and I start to get the best of him, I shouldn't be brought up on charges because some guy because I'm starting to get the best of that guy. And then by the time people walk up and they don't see the full picture and they just really see me going in on this dude, you know, um, now people want to say, oh, well, Alton, you was wrong for beating the guy up. It's like, yeah, but he punched me in the nose first. He punched me in the nose and broke my nose. So, I had to defend myself. So it's like I kind of look at that situation there. I look at this situation the same way. It's just, I don't know. It's just really, 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 really interesting. And plus, too, even if the criminal court, I'm sorry, and the United Nations do bring charges up against or war crimes against people in Israel, like what would that look like? Like who would do the prosecuting and where would these people spend time in jail and what is the punishment going to look like? And is that same punishment going to be held, or is that same accountability going to be held for people in Palestine? I don't know. It's just a lot going on. It's just so much going on with this war between Israel and Hamas. It's just it's confusing to me. But anyway, guys, I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. And as always, like this video, rate it, share it, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. So whenever I get ready to go live, you guys will already know, because you'll get the notification. I always try to send out a notification at least 30 minutes before I go live. But y'all know sometimes it's a day before, a few hours or whatever. So as soon as I get ready to go live, that notifications will pop up 30 minutes before, and you guys will be right here at just as soon as I get ready to go live and hit that live button. And with that, you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you guys next time, Lord willing. Peace.